Sunday shift, got the compressor on, just going to use the little chopper to cut this out. This is all nice and crispy. Cut the edges off. Got Bowser with us. Where's he at? Hey Bowser! He's a good boy. He doesn't like noises though, so this will probably freak him out. So this thing now weighs about 10 kilos, maybe a little bit more. I put about 8-9 kilos of resin into it. Of course, now at this point, it's just all fingers crossed, isn't it, that it's going to come out. It's not my spoiler that I've used as a template, you know, it's on loan. I'm all fingers and toes this is going to come out nice. I'm pretty confident it'll come out fine, but it's just, you always have this little bit of doubt. Okay. Took a little bit of paint off, it's been sprayed black or something. That's it. Morning, Tatty. Right, so that popped off pretty good. Now I need to get this lifted out of there. So this is the tricky bit because it's going to be harder to start. There's bolt holes here. So what I think I'll do is if I put the bolts into these bolt holes, and then I can use that as a lever to prise it off. But that came off nice anyway. Didn't it, son? Yes, you impressed? Let's see if I can find some bolts to go in there. So I'll just put a little bit of pressure in that bolt hole there, because there's nothing to get out of. So I put a screwdriver in that bolt hole there, give it a little bit of leverage, and we have lifted up. We have lift off. There we go. She's out. A little bit of paint. Yes, there's a little bit of paint damage on it, but we can easily give it another lick of black. Can you hear that Tatty's farting in the background? So pretty good, pretty happy with that. We now have a mould for a spoiler. So I've been trying to work out the inner arch on the front. I've been using this corrugated plastic, which is really quite handy stuff. You could almost make the inner arch out of this. I explained my issues, you know, like I don't want to see the inner arch from the inside. It's okay on the back, that's doable on the back, but on the front we've got different issues because this front arch is so big, you can actually see the inner, well, chassis leg essentially. You can see the bottom of it. You can see most of it, to be fair, if you're down on an angle. So I need to stop the muck getting into the sill and into the back of the door, into the side skirt. So that section needs done there. And then what Jonathan suggested was putting it on the top, like putting some of this on the top section and then bringing it down there, which would work, but then you'd still be able to see the chassis leg as well. So what I'm playing with at the minute, and you'd also have crap getting amongst all your, you know, the wiring that runs along there and everything as well. So I'd rather it was all covered. So what I've done is I've stuck that stuff on the inside, put some slits in it and trimmed it back to the wheel arch so that the bonnet will lift. And then that would then be sitting like that, pushed up to the underneath side of the bonnet. So that works and it gives you a fully panelled inside. Now when it's black you're not really going to see it too much, but you're not going to see it any more than you're going to see the inner chassis leg, and I'd rather have a smooth transition right the way across than loads of clutter sitting on the inside of the arch. I got some of this off Jonathan. It's like some sort of like ABS plastic, like similar to the material that you'd use for 3D printing, apart from it's a sheet. I've just heated it up there, bent it into shape and then cooled it down, and that's give us, it's nice and rigid. So what I've done is that I think this is 1.6mm. I've ordered some 2mm stuff of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just use this as a template to be able to cut out that, and then you'll fix that into the underneath side of the the leg and down onto the back of the side skirt there and around the front. So you would bolt it into place or rivet it, and then you just need to go along with the hot air gun, heat up this edge and stretch it out so it tucks itself up above the rim of the arch. That seems to be the simplest way to do it. Now from that I could maybe make a mould. Too tricky to make a mould of this because I can't get the back of it at all and it's just all moving about. I could put some wire in, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this stuff, use that as a template to cut this stuff, and then use this stuff to, I mean that'd be absolutely fine for the arch. So, you know, rather than messing on with fiberglass moulding and that, I'll just keep the templates for this and make them out of that for the front. Because it just needs to be flat. It's just, that's just flat all the way around, fixed underneath. So I think that's going to be the easiest way to do it. And then use the template, heat it up a bit, push it into place, rivet it, and then shape it up. So that's the plan. That's the plan for the inner arches. So I'm a little bit closer than what I was anyway, and that works. It just needs to sit about there. But you would do that in place. So you would fix it into place and then heat it up, stretch it to where it needs to be. Job done, nice and simple. So with the kit, I can essentially just supply the sheets of the stuff with a template, and you can cut your own stuff out and put it in yourself. Yes, it won't bolt straight in, but you know, I've got to leave something for you to do, haven't I? So yeah, that's where I've got to with that so far. I started on doing the vent in here, sorting the mesh out for in this vent gap here. I wasn't originally going to do it, but I don't know, it was just looking too plain and open. So no joke, it's took us about flipping 3 hours to get this one in because making the template was a nightmare. I had to glue it into the back edge of that and then up, down, up, down, up, down with the clamp. I must have had it up and down 20 times trying to make the template the right size, which eventually I got to, and then I cut the vent, the mesh, and I was just getting ready to glue it in. I was just giving it a bit of a bend because it comes round, it comes right round and up. You can't see it, but it comes all the way, yeah, up. And then I snapped it there. I should have heated it up. Bummer. I'm gonna have to order some more mesh because I was only making it out of scraps anyway. So, but that's it in. I'll put some edging around this edge, but you can see there's like a little bit of clearance from to the body to the mesh. Obviously, it doesn't want to touch the roof, or else it'll be getting knocked off. So it had to be a very accurate shape and accurate fit. So I've sorted it. You can see the glue there at the minute, but I have glued it back together. But that one is going to have to come out eventually, and another one go in. But I'm going to have to order some more mesh. Happy with where I've got to with that. Anyway, you can I don't know. You can still see the light through it, but I don't want light up vents, Tatty. Because no, it's not. It's the past. Tatty says put LED bloody lights in it. It's the past. It's not a max power car. You would have, you'd have lights in there. But anyway, that's where I've got to with it. Happy, bit not happy with it snapping, because if it hadn't snapped then I wouldn't have to do it all again. But I don't have to do it all again because I've got the template now. So I haven't even tried the template in the other side yet. I'm hoping it'll flip over and work for the other side as well. But yeah, it's probably not gonna, is it? But it looks loads better for it anyway. Just looks more finished, more complete. It's 6:30. No, it's not. It's coming up 6 o'clock, and I'm knackered. So back here tomorrow. Got a couple of jobs to do in the morning before I come out, and then back do the other mesh. What else is to do? I'm going to do the brackets for the underneath side of the skirts, just along that area there. I'm going to put like 2 brackets, one there, both sides. So I'm going to make them out of fiberglass. So yeah, ticking more things off the list anyway, and making a mess while I'm at it. Yeah, that's what happens. I'm constantly adding things onto the list as I take stuff off. And the stuff that isn't even on the list that I know needs doing, you know, like little bits and pieces. But so I'm pleased that like I've got these inner arches sussed anyway. I think this is definitely the way forward. So I've got a template. So we'll cut, when this stuff arrives, I'll cut that out, tech screw it in, and then heat the whole thing up and just stretch it into place. And then I'll have something that I can take a mould off. So the kit will either come with plastic inner arches to make, or I'll take a mould of these. I probably should just take a mould of these and they'll just bolt straight in then. Once I've made them, you only have to make them once, don't you, after that? So, yep, that's the plan. Anyway, that's me for today. So I was just about to start cleaning out these moulds, the spoiler mould. And I was going to put boiling water in it just to give it a clean, get any leftover PVA. But look at this. You see where the paint had stuck a little bit. That's 2 coats of PVA. I didn't realise this stuff was so strong. It comes out like cling film. Let's see if I can get this bit going. When I'm watching what I'm doing, I'm not watching what I'm filming, you know. That one's the same anyway. It'll peel off the same. I just need to find a little bit where it'll lift. Just finding an edge. But anyway, I just thought that was quite cool. And quite enjoyable. Oh, I've got a bit of an edge there. Is it going to come? No. But yeah, I didn't realise it would come off like that. I think I've only put it on with 1 coat before and you can see the edge. No, that's right on the edge. That's a lot easier than washing it off though, isn't it? Been here all day and forgot to record anything. Camera's been on the tripod and everything, I just haven't picked it up. Spin you around. Right, I've replaced that vent. I managed to get both sides because I thought I was going to have to buy another sheet just to do one. There was no room to spare. But I've got that one out of it as well. And the mesh right to the top as well, the curve round. And still letting a lot of light through though, so I might back that up with, you know, the aluminium mesh with the little diamonds in it. If I put the holes that way, then it'll just blacken that totally down. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but that's them. That's them done anyway. Right, fiddly job. What else have I been doing? I've been show you over here. I've got just made this little form right there, just so I could shape this up. Where are we at? It's hard to see. It's not. Hang on a sec. There. It's not quite a flat panel, so that's for the side skirts. So I'll cut that into several brackets, and they're just to support the side skirt onto the sill. So they just needed to be that offset shape. So I've made that, and I've just whacked a coat of PVA on there, just in the middle section because I'm only doing 70 centimeters. So the spoiler to go in is 67 centimeters. So I've just put a coat of PVA on there. I'm gonna lay that up. I didn't think I had enough resin to do it, but I've just weighed it up and I have. So I'll make the spoiler section for there. Telling you I've been here all day. I haven't. I've only been here since about 12. Ran out of white gel coat. I'm just going to use red. So this isn't a bolt together mould. I'll do the 2 pieces separately and then stick them together. To be fair, I should have probably spent a bit more time prepping the mould, tidying up the edges and stuff, and then the piece that comes out of this, the spoiler that I make, then I'll take a mould of that, and that'll be my mould for the kit. been fitting the brackets to the bottom of the side skirts, so made that piece that I showed you, cut it all out into 6 separate ones, but I've actually only put 4 on. It only really needs 4 brackets on, bonded them onto the side skirts and tech screwed them into the sill of the car, so that I haven't tightened up the tech screws, they're just in because they're pulling the bonding up slightly, so I'll just let the tiger seal go off till tomorrow, and then I'll be able to tighten up the tech screws, and then that'll be another job off the list. So the side vents are off the list, and so the side skirts mount. Right, I've pulled these out of the molds, and I've just been over to Jonathan's to get some clamps so I can clamp this together. I'm just using gel coat to bond them together, and I can leave these overnight, so when I come back in tomorrow, I'm here all day tomorrow again. My job tomorrow has moved to Thursday. Bit of an unusual job as well. Well, it's not unusual, it's something that I do, but it's something that you probably won't imagine that I do. I tattoo nipples for, well, I do different sort of stuff, but this you know, for breast cancer patients and stuff. So when they've had a mastectomy, I tattoo the nipples back on because they tend to remove them. So it's not something that I advertise a lot because, well, it's just one of those subjects, isn't it? Not everybody needs to know about it, and I can't really post pictures of it on social media and stuff, but it's, I've got one of those jobs in, was supposed to be tomorrow, and she's now moved to Thursday. It's not actually a breast cancer patient, it's somebody who's had a boob job that went wrong, and they made a right mess of her. It's one of the most rewarding jobs that I do though, to be honest. The first time I did a job like that, the lady hadn't looked at herself in the mirror for 7 years, and you know, I was able to fix what was wrong and give her a confidence back and make her feel comfortable about herself and stuff. So it is a really rewarding thing to do. I do a lot of scar stuff as well. I do scar coverage, and that can range from, well, all sorts of scars. I had one in yesterday for a consultation. She'd fallen out the back of a safari truck in Africa and broke her arm, and she had some pretty major scars going up her arm. Obviously they had to repair the bone. When they're doing these things, they're not bothered about what it looks like. They're just trying to put you back together again, aren't they? That's where I come in to make it all look better. It's amazing what you can do. You can totally hide the scars. A lot of the time anyway. It's like a camouflaging process sometimes, but right, should be enough. So Tati's just pointed out, if I'd put a block of wood along there and there, I could have probably just got away with like even 2 clamps, and it would have clamped it more evenly as well. I'm hoping that it's not going to create any kind of waviness in it or squishes, but I've got 8 clamps on it there at the minute, and I could have probably done it with 4. Same again on the bottom. Top tip though, I'll do that next time. Let's see if you can see in there. Let's have a look in there. So like where those seams came together, each bit went like that, and obviously like that. So it had like a V up the middle, right up the seam, and that would mean that potentially when I take off this lip, I'd have nothing really holding it together. So flooded that with gel coat so that it's well held. These are the old mount positions on the where it used to be on the spoiler for where it mounted to race car. That's just one layer of PVA, that. So I'll have to fill them as well, and obviously I'm going to have to come up with some end caps. Like I say, this is made slightly longer so that I can trim it down anyway. So yeah, anyway, that's that done. That'll be dry tomorrow when I come back in. That's a good view, isn't it? Sat on the floor in front of the car. So it's about 8:30. I've had enough. Need to go and get some tea. Back in tomorrow and tick a few more things off the list. So yeah, back tomorrow. Thanks for watching up to now. This won't be the end of the video, even though I've recorded all sorts of stuff, because I'm not going to give this card to Coobs because he's busy editing Solfest stuff. So if this is an end of a video, thanks for watching, subscribing, pressing buttons. If not, press the buttons anyway, please. See you tomorrow.